Hello everyone, welcome back to the Salesforce United podcast. I'm your host Andrei Paskryakov. Today we are going to sit down and talk about Salesforce Marketing Cloud with a wonderful guest, Dmitry Kozlov. Dmitry is an IT solution manager at a big consumer goods company. His team is responsible for many successful Marketing Cloud implementations in multiple countries. That makes him the best person to ask about real-life experience with Marketing Cloud. Nice to see you again, Dmitry.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for having me. It's a really big pleasure to once again to participate in your podcast and to share some of my experience with the Salesforce ecosystem.
Great. Let's start sharing your experience with questions about history. Just give me a little bit of history. Can you remember the first time you learned about Marketing Cloud?
It's a wonderful question. If I remember correctly, the first time when I launched Marketing Cloud, that time this product is called 𝐒𝐴𝑗𝐸𝐼𝐻 and it was most probably 2013. And that time I was responsible in a car manufacturer company for implementation of another marketing automation tool, which is Adobe Campaign. And I wanted to check other capabilities of other marketing automation products. And that time I have registered developer accounts of 𝐒𝐴𝑗𝐸𝐼𝐻. That time it was still available for all developers, and basically by doing that it was the first time when I checked this product.
And what was your first impression?
To be honest, I still remember that it was a lack of documentation that time, publicly available. And that's why it was really hard to understand how to, I would say, start using this product. So I do believe after several tries, maybe after a couple of weeks, I just drop it out and continue implementation of Adobe Campaign that time, just because once again there was no any clear documentation on how to use it properly and what can be done there.
So some next time you took part in Marketing Cloud implementation, and what was the first project you were involved in?
So the next time when I touched Marketing Cloud platform was in consumer goods area. The objective of the project was to develop omni-channel communication experience with customers of this company during multiple touch points within consumer journey. And basically that time when you never touch the system, it was really hard to understand what will be, I would say, the further steps of the implementation. And of course, as long as the product is and still quite close enough, of course, you need to leverage on the Salesforce partners and the experts within this ecosystem. So that's why it's super important to find a right partner who will be able to guide you through the process of implementation. And basically, for me, it was exactly the same case. I had experience only with SFDC platform that time, and together with Salesforce partner, we've been doing the full implementation of Marketing Cloud for consumer goods area.
For me, it's even impossible to imagine how to work with system if it's undocumented or just poorly documented. Great story. Let's talk more about structure of Marketing Cloud. I know there are two realms inside Marketing Cloud. The first is sort of a core Marketing Cloud, The second is Marketing Cloud account engagement now, which we used to call Pardot. What is the difference from a business perspective and from an engineer's perspective? Let's start with a difference from a business perspective.
Great question, Andrei. And basically, before moving to business areas of to those applications, I think it makes sense also to mention about amazing marketing and branding of Salesforce. I mean, it's one of my favorite topics, because unfortunately Salesforce from time to time they are over focusing on the branding, and they are trying to
everything.
Yes, they are trying to rename each and every product, and after that it can be confusion on the existing customers. Of course, it can be also a confusion on the new customers as well, and that's why great that you ask this question. So historically, there were two separate products which were acquired by Salesforce. One of them was Pardot, as you said, and another one was Salesforce 𝐒𝐿, which right now is called Marketing Cloud Core. So, and now back to business areas. The business split and the idea behind that on the Salesforce side, that Pardot should be focused on B2B area, and Salesforce Marketing Cloud, it should be focused on B2C area. Now maybe just to dig deeper a bit in B2B area, what are the use cases? Let's imagine that we do have a vendor, IT vendor company who is selling, I don't know, software or hardware, and we are users of Salesforce Sales Cloud. Basically, then our standard Salesforce sales process will be lead acquisition. Then we need to convert leads into contact or accounts, and then we have a deal, basically opportunity inside Salesforce Sales Cloud. Basically, this is a standard sales process: leads, accounts, opportunity, then we are closing the deal. So that's why within this standard process, when we need to get some B2B contacts, I mean guys from other companies who needs our software or hardware, we need to engage with them. And here the important part, of course, to collect leads from different sources. It can be landing page, it can be, I don't know, web form on your publicly available corporate website. It can be some different events, it can be targeted campaigns, and so on and so forth. So lead collection process. After we will collect those leads, we need to score them. So, for example, the classic scoring process, for example, we need to understand the size of the company, how many employees are there, and who is decision maker, and if this person who is contacted us is a decision maker. And after that, basically, we can score one particular lead, and based on that, assign to a proper account management team who will be responsible for this lead management. Therefore, within this process, we already have some kind of sub-processes for lead collection, lead scoring, maybe some kind of communication, segmentation of, I would say, existing accounts, and to providing all relevant information to our sales guys on one hand, and on other hand to provide a targeted communication within sales process to our potential customers or current customers. So this is around B2B area. And now moving to B2C area, I mean to core Salesforce Marketing Cloud products. So it's all about, I would say, communication with our customers or consumers in B2C. How to make omni-channel, personalized and targeted communication, segmentation, and engagement with all our user database across all our touch points that we can have within our particular process. Yes, Salesforce is trying to propose Pardot solution for B2B use cases specifically. However, it can be used also for B2C use cases as well. Therefore, if, for example, you have your own database of your end users or customers or consumers, you name it, in the Sales Cloud, and you want to communicate with them via Pardot. However, your use case is not B2B but B2C. Therefore, you still will be able to use it. If we will go back to core products, so let's imagine that, for example, you have Service Cloud to manage all your requests from your customers or consumers in B2C use case. So therefore, if you will leverage on Salesforce Marketing Cloud, basically you can build one single ecosystems of all products, and therefore you will have one common omni-channel approach, and based on different actions and engagement with your customers or consumers in SFDC products. Based on that, you will be able, for example, to segment them in Marketing Cloud, and based on that, to provide more targeted and triggered communication via Marketing Cloud.
Thanks. Now, business difference is absolutely clear for me. But what about difference between that B2C and B2B products from an engineer's perspective?
It's a great question. And here, as I said previously, as long as complexity of Pardot implementation is much more lower, and basically you are able to implement it most probably in 1 month or 1 month and a half, there are not a lot of custom developments that can be done in Pardot. And basically, in this case, we will be leveraging only on the system configuration. But don't get me wrong. I mean, it still can be extended with additional integration with third-party systems or other use cases. For example, if you do have your own analytics platform and you want, I don't know, export your data and to analyze it, you will still have this capability. And now, if we will look back on the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, there, as long as the platform itself is providing quite a lot of different capabilities, like Email Studio, Journey Builder, additional analytics capabilities, integration with paid media systems. Based on that, for B2C use cases, you will have much more bigger opportunities, first of all, to configure whatever you want in your system, and to extend the standard functionality of Salesforce and enhance it with your own custom built elements of functionality there. Now back to your original question. So if we will look on split of responsibilities between consultant and developers for Salesforce Marketing Cloud, so the usual activities which will be done by consultant will be, for example, email configuration, email template preparation, configuration of different journeys, just because there is a dedicated module which is called Journey Builder. Therefore, all those journeys can be easily prepared by consultants, and you won't need an involvement of developer in this process. However, if we will look on the responsibility of developers, if, for example, you want to extend your platform with more advanced targeting, analytics, if you want to add additional logic, for example, if you will leverage on Cloud Pages functionality, which is, I would say, we can call it microsite, and you want to add additional logic which should be launched on the server side of Marketing Cloud. Therefore, you will need to know server-side JavaScript. This is a special language which can be used in Marketing Cloud, and therefore definitely it will be one of the main activities of developers. And of course, here it's worth to mention that of course, if you want to extend functionality of Marketing Cloud, we can easily integrate it with third-party systems, and therefore, for example, to use those systems in Journey Builder. And just to give one example for our audience, let's imagine someone launched a new messenger on the market, and we really need to introduce a targeted communication with our customers via this newly developed messenger. So it means that basically you as a developer, you will be able to develop it's called custom activity, which later on will be used in Journey Builder, just to provide a triggered targeted communication from Marketing Cloud via this new messenger.
So developers work with customizations of that different kinds of activities, and you mentioned about customization of targeting, customization of segmentation, like that. Could you tell us more about it?
On Salesforce Marketing Cloud side, there are several capabilities how to manage different segmentation logic. For example, it can be achieved with automation. And by automation, I mean that in the platform, you will be able to write your own SQL query just to prepare your audience or some kind of data sets that later on will be used in your processes. Maybe here we need to add some examples for understanding. Let's imagine that inside Marketing Cloud we are collecting. We do have information about service requests from Sales Cloud. We do have historical information about purchases, and we do have information about last communication with particular customer. And based on those data, we want to create a segment which later on will be used, for example, on one hand, on the call center side, just to call back for this target audience. But on other hand, for example, we want to use it for for email communication if those users they want to reply to our calls from our call center. So that's why we can build an automation which will calculate needed segments, and for example one segment we can send back to Salesforce, and one segment we will use directly in the Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and we will send this targeted email communication to our customers.
Dmitry, I have a follow-up here about integrations. As it seems, for me, Marketing Cloud as well as Pardot use a lot of information, and I'm interested. How does it work, that integration between Marketing Cloud and Sales Cloud, for example, or between Marketing Cloud and other systems which can be non-Salesforce systems?
The first point that you will need to check if we have a native integration. And thanks God, on Salesforce Marketing Cloud, there are quite a lot of different native integration. For example, you mentioned about Salesforce, Sales Cloud to Service Cloud, and for that there is a native connector. It's called Marketing Cloud Connect, and it provides you a native capability to move the data from one platform to another without any custom development. So you need just to configure this native connector, and voila, after that you will be able to use either data from Salesforce in Marketing Cloud, or if, for example, you want to trigger a data creation from Marketing Cloud to Salesforce, therefore you also will be able to do that. And now moving to custom integration. Salesforce Marketing Cloud has also quite extensive and clear APIs, and with the usage of those API you can extend the usage of the platform, or to integrate any different data source, or to implement additional use case. For example, if you have internal access and identity management platform, and you want to give provide an access to Salesforce Marketing Cloud and to manage users via those integration, of course you will be able to do that directly via API. And maybe just to give another use case for integration and overall integration capabilities, worth to mention that they do have an export of the data either to their own SFTP folder. Basically, you don't need to have your own SMTP server. It will be a part of your Marketing Cloud tenant. Some time ago, Marketing Cloud introduced a native connector to S3 bucket. Therefore, you will be able to use it either to upload or to export data via S3 bucket.
Great. I see a lot of integration, and I see a lot of work for developers if you need to do something customized.
Exactly.
I think I have the last question. I started the evolution of the Marketing Cloud, and I clearly see the growth phase when Salesforce was acquiring other companies and their products. Then I think focusing phase has started, and it's time to improve everything and even to shut some products down like Social Studio. Anyway, now I think it's time to improve for Salesforce, and I want your opinion on the top improvements you want Salesforce to do.
Andrei, amazing question. So look, first of all, let's look holistically what we have right now in scope of marketing related functionality in Salesforce ecosystem. Right now we have a system which can cover B2B use cases. We do have a system which can cover B2C use cases, including integration with paid media systems. digital analytics. Some time ago, Salesforce introduced a loyalty management platform based on SFDC Cloud. However, from branding perspective, they are trying to position it still under Marketing Cloud. And as you said previously, the remaining parts to cover, I would say, omni-channel experience of our customer or consumer will be social media. So I believe that the next big thing after loyalty cloud will be Social Studio 2.0. Of course, we don't know which kind of platform it will be, but my personal assumption that Salesforce will go with their standard approach, and they will acquire quite a big key player in this area.
As usual. Do you want Salesforce to do something else?
Maybe just one advice from developers. As long as on SFDC side we have quite a lot of tools for developers. I mean, how to manage release, how to operate with changes. We do have quite a lot of DevOps tools, and unfortunately right now we are missing that on Marketing Cloud. They have introduced package manager, and we still have a deployment manager, but of course it's just the starting points, and the overall functionality looks quite simple one.
Hope Salesforce will hear us and manage to implement all of this. That's it for today. Dmitry, I want to thank you for the great conversation.
Thank you so much, Angie, and looking forward to have another discussion around other Salesforce products.